Welcome back to another Talkers on the Wall video. It is Cole here today, and I just got out of the theater from Hurry Up Tomorrow. Now, just for the record, I'm a giant Abel fan, or The Weeknd, however you want to say his name. And I just wanted to let you know that I pretty much would be the demographic for this review. Like, I love his music. I know a lot about Abel. And there's a lot of stuff that I actually really liked about this film. And there's a lot of stuff that I really don't. And if I'm being completely honest, I'm kind of confused if I hate this film or if I like it a little bit. So I guess as far as that goes too, like being a big Weeknd fan really helps with all the context of these themes in this movie. And I would say if you really don't know a whole lot about The Weeknd and you want to have a good time with this movie, I would really suggest listening to the last 3 albums he's done. It's pretty much the new trilogy. So you go from After Hours to Hurry Up Tomorrow, the name of the movie. And I feel like that helps you give a little bit of context to it. And don't worry, Jenna Ortega will have you. we'll have the little themes of each album, which I'll get into that in my cons. But I know I'm very confused. There's a lot of stuff that I really liked, and there's a great deal that I didn't like. Now, let's just get into the pros. The music's amazing. Like, if you like The Weeknd's music, you're obviously gonna like this. Like, there's no other music in this. Like, there's barely any strings or any like orchestra or original score. It's just all The Weeknd soundtrack. Now, that's gonna go into a little bit of a con, but just for a different reason. And I was just hype. Like, it was just really cool just hearing those bangers just on like a big screen, big surround sound. I'm literally gonna go to his concert next week, so that was really fun. Like, and hearing Hurry Up Tomorrow songs like in that setting was really cool. Like a big moment for me that I thought that was really cool is Jenna Ortega's character Anima and Abel's date. Like, I'm like, it's not about how they get there. I'm just talking about this scene specifically. If you listen to The Weeknd's music and even the first 30 minutes of this film, it is very stressed. He's very like, I can't be alone, and like I'm dealing with being surrounded in these clubs but still feeling empty inside, and these people don't actually care about me, and the person I loved, like, I ruined that chance. And that resonates really well in the music, and it also just really resonates well in this film as far as most of the parts, I would say. There's a scene where the Abel is like resting his head on like Anima's shoulder, and it was like, this is hitting for me as someone who has the full context of this. So I was very happy, and it felt good just seeing like Abel like just be a normal person. Like, he might have to wear like a mask in like a county fair or something, but it was done very well. And like the music a part of it too, it was just, I was very happy on how that was done. Another really cool thing, maybe not for Abel because he actually had to deal with this, but so in the film, Abel deals with this sleep paralysis and more so of these demons and these nightmares, and that actually happened to Abel. So if you don't really know that, you're gonna be like, this is really random. And granted, it's a little bit of a shock, but if you knew that like Abel had those nightmares and just how terrifying those would be, then it makes a lot more sense. And for that, I was like, oh my god, dude. Like, and it was actually chilling. Like, this is more so of a spoiler. Like, there goes into a twist where it's a fanatic fan, and it goes into Abel looking deep down inside of his thoughts and seeing like his like inner self, like the younger version of himself, and he just sheds a tear. And I, as someone that reflects on the music and as far as the storytelling of this film, where he looks confused and like he's constantly like in this vulnerable place, and yeah, it's believable. And I will say that if you don't really pay attention to like the music, as far as like like the After Hours and Dawn FMs, and even like House of Balloons and his whole discography, then it might not hit for you. And that's fine. It you just might not like it. Not a lot of people are liking it. But as a big fan, I enjoyed it. And boy, oh boy, let's go to the cons. So, the dialogue in this is literally just stripped out of like maybe a GTA mission. Like, I think Lee's character, played by Barry Keoghan, is literally just the most typical like leader of a frat house type of guy. He's like, they need you, bro, and he's like just snorting cocaine. He's like, bro, fuck everyone else, bro. Like, we got it. And it just doesn't really like feel. I didn't really buy into it. I don't think it's Barry's fault. I just think it's just very bad writing. A lot of people, I would say The Weeknd's acting is spotty at sometimes, but I don't think it's horrendous, and I don't think it's near as bad as The Idol, and I think it's a step in the right direction. Personally, I would like to see him get into more lighthearted stuff, to where like he doesn't have to really take himself too seriously, because I think the scenes where people might nitpick it are the scenes where he's like it almost feels like he's trying to have his Oscar winning scene, and it just feels like he's just like biting more than he can chew on that. And that's fine. Not a lot of actors can have those Oscar winning scenes, and I just feel like almost sometimes he's trying too hard. But that's just my opinion, and I really don't think, if you were to look at this film and be like, The Weeknd's acting is what ruined it for me, I don't really think that'd be too fair to say, if I'm being completely honest. And now this is gonna go back into a spoiler, but Anima's character, and just how that she meets Abel is, oh my gosh, it's kind of it. Literally, they meet up after a concert after The Weeknd loses his voice, which happened in real life, and another context thing. And then she like sneaks backstage, and then she runs into The Weeknd after like he storms off, and she's like, "Hey," and The Weeknd's like, "What?" And then she's like, "Hi," and then he's like, "Do you want to come with me?" And then they go on their date, which, like I said, the date was fine, but just there's a lot of stuff in this film that I like individually. Just terrible how they got there, like really. Now, the twist was good on how she was a chaotic like fan, but there's just a lot of stuff that was just like very cringe. And she was like psychotic. She like burnt down her family's like house. She's really like in love with that gasoline tank, I guess. But yeah, just really none of that stuff gets answered. It's just, I guess she's just crazy. Which, all right, cool, but it doesn't really help like a storytelling standpoint. And like the final like 20 minutes, I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so that's gonna be a big con for me. But one of the biggest cons too is like The Weeknd's acting isn't bad, but holy shit, like why does he have to, bro, this is the most egotistical I think I've ever seen like a musician be. Yeah, let me just make a whole ass movie just promoting my album and literally just glazing myself. Like Jenna's character like travels across the it's presumed across the fucking country to go to a Weeknd concert, and she has him as like her wallpaper, and like the only music in the film, like I said earlier, is the Weeknd stuff. And it's just like Lee is like when Abel's having doubts of going on stage, Lee's like, these people need you, bro, you're a god to them, they need you. It's like, come on, like we sure Abel not writing the script on that part. like for real. But at the end of the day, the cons I don't know on how they balance out. Right now, I'm gonna just keep it for a rating is 5 out of 10. Um, and it could change to a fucking 2 out of 10 in a month, or it could go up to a 6 out of 10. But for right now, I'm gonna stay at a 5, and I feel fine, like taking just that halfway point. A lot of stuff I liked, a lot of rewarding stuff as a Weekend fan, but boy, oh boy, was there a ton of bad. This is more so of a quick rant style and the review for it. But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.